In this video, we're going to introduce Greek adverbs. Most of the information is a condensation of what you will find in the reading from the Black grammar. But we're going to get some practice both identifying English adverbs, so make sure we're on the same page with respect to what adverbs are in both English and in Greek. Then we're going to present some rules for identifying Greek adverbs and specifically about the location that they'll normally be in. And then we'll get a little bit of practice identifying a handful of Greek adverbs in Greek sentences. So generally speaking, an adverb is a word that modifies a verb in most cases, but can also identify adjectives, other adverbs, or nouns. And an adverb is going to answer questions about the action of the clause, saying when it happened, where it happened, and why or how it happened. So we have different categories or different classifications of adverbs. Adverbs of time, place, and manner, answering these respective questions. In English, the standard way to form an adverb is to add ly to the end of a word to turn it into an adverb. But this is not to say that every adverb has the ly ending. That is not the case. Think of a common example, perhaps the most common English adverb, well, is not formed by adding ly. There are many other adverbs that do not end in ly. Similarly, in Greek, to turn a word into an adverb, you add omega sigma, but this is not to say that every adverb ends in omega sigma, or even that every word that ends in omega sigma is an adverb. Though you should, when you see omega sigma, you should sort of be cued off to think that this is probably an adverb. So before we move into identifying some Greek adverbs, I want to make sure we're on the same page with respect to English adverbs, sort of shoring up our English grammar here. So I want you to pause the video here and take just a minute or two to identify the English adverb in each one of these sentences. I'm going to pause as well, underline them for you, so we come back in, we get confirmation of your work here. All right, so it's been a minute since we've done a high five for your work, so let's go ahead and high five for what you've done here, whether or not you got it right. 1, 2, 3, boom. And so we have 4 different adverbs, 2 of them formed with the ly ending, 2 of them not formed with the ly ending. Our first one, well, I learned Greek well, telling us the manner in which the learning happened. This one, quickly, telling us the manner or time in which Greek was learned. So I just want to make a quick clarification here. Quickly is normally going to be considered an adverb of manner rather than an adverb of time. So even though it tells us the speed at which something happened, it's not telling us the speed is sort of considered a manner, the manner in which it was learned quickly, rather than the point in time or the extent of time that it was learned. And in this case, the ly ending added in English to form the adverb out of quick. Then a sort of adverb of place here, online, saying where Greek was learned. And then Aaron Rodgers, accurately, another adverb of manner here added with ly, modifying the verb threw. Aaron Rodgers accurately threw the ball to Davante Adams, telling us how the ball was thrown. So 4 basic rules for adverbs. Our last one here basically just restates what an adverb is and what it can modify. But a couple other handy rules for locating adverbs and determining what word they go with. So in many cases, you will have multiple different options in a Greek sentence for which word an adverb modifies. Usually an adverb is going to modify the verb that it is closest to. So if you have multiple verbs in a sentence, usually the adverb is going with the one that it is in closest proximity to. And then there's some sort of peculiar things about adverbs of time and manner and adverbs of place. Those of time and manner usually are going to come before the word that they modify, and adverbs of place are usually going to come after the word that they modify. And this is going to be relevant for number 2 here in this next lecture pause. So what I want you to do is, this is our last slide here, is go ahead and pause the lecture here and identify both the Greek and the English adverbs in each one of these sentences. And it may be the case that, that you have to start with the English and then move to the Greek to identify which word in Greek is the adverb, and that's absolutely okay. But go ahead and in each case, identify both the Greek and the English adverb. Pause the video here, and I'll jump back in just a moment to give you confirmation. Go ahead and high five once again for your work. 1, 2, 3, boom. And what we have here, Seimaron, this is going to be an adverb of time, telling us when the action happened, today. In this case, Lathra, secretly, is an adverb of manner. And here we have rule number 2 being relevant. So an adverb of manner is usually going to come before the word that it modifies. So in this case, we have an indicative verb, abelethe, and apalusai as the infinitive completing the indicative verb here. So this is a complementary infinitive completing the verb wished over here. Joseph wished to divorce her. So Lathra as an adverb could modify the indicative verb ebulethe, or the infinitive verb apalusai. And in this case, because of this handy rule, we know that Joseph's the secretness of this is going with the divorce and not with the wish. So that is to say, it's not that Joseph secretly wished to divorce her and didn't tell anyone about it, but he wished to divorce her and to do it secretly. So if we wanted to make that absolutely clear in English that secretly is modifying divorce, we might put it even at the end of the sentence. Joseph wished to divorce her secretly. And then lastly, we have another case where number 2 might be relevant, but the author of Revelation, as they often do, does not follow sort of prescriptive grammatical rules. So we would probably expect this taku, which means quickly, to come before erkomai. But in this case, it comes afterwards. But it's still an adverb modifying erkomai.